Good evening, welcome back. These Urban Times and Live Hip Hop Daily present Sideline Stories, a beautiful September Thursday, first Thursday in September. And we were off for about 3 weeks, handling some things in the summer, mini vacation, then transitions, and we're back and ready for a wonderful 2019 NFL season. I'm your host, Terrell Thomas, and as always, the crew is in the building. As you see, B. Diddy is over in there in the cut. We have Craig in the building. Our EPH is here as well. We also have Lingo Steve in the building, and we have a special guest in the building as well. Groovy will be here momentarily, but we have a laundry load of topics to talk about. You know, some dope things have taken place since we last left. Of course, we won't be able to cover everything that has taken place over the past few weeks, but we will stay current to what is going on right now. And speaking of what's going on right now, one of the biggest factors and the biggest stories that has been taking place in the NFL as we celebrate NFL 100, the 100th season of professional football here in America. The Dallas Cowboys continue to steal headlines. That's nothing new. Jerry Jones has been doing that for years. We heard Jerry Jones saying that they weren't going to do this. They weren't going to set these standards. They weren't going to raise these bars. They weren't going to pay this amount of money. Jerry Jones.
Who, like you were saying?
Who? We didn't even know the guy's name. And now he's the richest running back in NFL history. Zeke set out. He went to Cabo, had some tacos, had some drinks, did a little running on the beach.
Had a little extra too, probably.
And
who knows?
And now he's ready for week one as his Dallas Cowboys get ready to take on the New York Giants. Now, Zeke signed an extension, and we're gonna get the numbers exactly right. It was a 6-year extension, $90 million. So it includes $50 million guaranteed. Couple more dollars than Ty Gurley. Yeah. Zeke was asked why he was sitting out and why it was so important for him to be the highest paid running back, in the NFL. And he spoke for now, exactly. He spoke on feeling like he is the best. He's the best at what he does. He's the best at his position. So he wanted to be paid as such. Jerry Jones has come out since cutting the check and spoke on Zeke's importance to the Dallas Cowboys, how he is the engine that keeps that car moving. What were your thoughts on the back and forth games that were kind of being played over the last few weeks? And now that we see the results, do you think Zeke will be able to make an impact week one?
Zeke played it right. He played it right. I'm going to go away from y'all. Let my age daughter talking or do what he got to do. Go on Cabo, get his good son, and train with Marshall Falk, and let them handle it. Stay out of the media. Don't say nothing because he put LeBron to 0 dark 30. So I wasn't surprised by he getting paid. We all know Zeke gonna get paid because Zeke ain't there. Dallas is trash. I'm sorry, Cap. Well, no, I ain't sorry, but it's the truth. All right, so they stink, but he did it right. He got paid for now. He reset the market just like Tyler Gurley reset the market too. He reset it. It's a chess. Everybody knows that. Who gets paid now? It's Zeke's turn. Next year it's gonna be Alvin Kamara. He's probably he may get 92.
Then it'll be Saquon.
Then it'll be Saquon and Christian McCaffrey. So and then Leonard Fournette in that range. So it's just who gets paid now. Just like Michael Thomas reset for receivers, who will probably gonna reset it. Then Amari Cooper. So it's just. It's your time. It's your turn to get paid.
But what about the impact though? Will Zeke, because he's been paid now, so the cash is the Brink truck has been backed up. Beep. The money is there. The Buckeye has been paid.
Both of them.
The performance has to now happen on the field, and he has not been at practice. He was not at training camp. He's an elite player, elite talent. We know that. But what type of impact are you expecting from him week one against a pretty average New York Giants defense?
To say the least. I'm expecting, he'd probably get roughly, I'd say like 10 to 15 carries.
Okay.
Probably 4 or 5 catches, probably something like that. You can't have a workload too heavy because, preseason is preseason and training camp, but you gotta get your body used back to getting hit, and he ain't been hitting a year, so. I'm expecting he'll probably be on the field probably 35, 40 some odd plays. Probably a little less than half or at half amount of play runs.
For fantasy purposes, will he score any touchdowns? And if you had to make a prediction on overall all-purpose yards, as you mentioned, rushing and receiving, how many all-purpose yards will Zeke have? And will he get in the end zone for fantasy owners?
If he breaks, now goal line, you ain't worked on goal line because you ain't in practice. So you ain't worked. Goal lines is very critical. Now, if he breaks a run or scores a screen pass, something like that, probably.
Give me some numbers. Don't give me some ifs. Give me some numbers.
I can see total yardage from everything from line of scrimmage between about 80.
Okay, so under a bean.
Yeah, I say 80 to 90, 80 to 90 range. So somewhere in that range. If he gets 100, I mean, I won't be surprised. But he ain't been in a month and Sundays. So if he gets between 80 and 90, I'm cool with that.
Okay, any touchdowns?
I don't want Dallas to score at all. But if they do score, he probably get a touchdown. I'll give him a touch. I'll give him a tug.
Now, it's also been another running back that's been in the news. He's over on the West Coast, however, a little further west than Dallas. Plays in Los Angeles for the Chargers. Well, he played for the Chargers because he's not been on the field yet. Melvin Gordon is looking for an extension. He's been a workhorse for the Chargers, as we know, when they were in San Diego, and now that they've moved to the Los Angeles area. The Chargers have high expectations. A lot of people feel like this is the year that the LA Chargers can finally get past the Patriots or maybe their division foes and the Chiefs and get to the Super Bowl down in Miami. I personally don't believe that, but hey, we shall see. Especially if Melvin Gordon is not back there in a powder blue jersey for the Los Angeles Chargers. Do you think they get a deal done?
Nope.
And if not, will he be gone? Now, on a light note, my Philadelphia Eagles did make an offer to the Chargers for Melvin Gordon. It was Melvin Gordon for Jordan Howard, and I believe
Jordan just got him.
He just got him, but it would have been. I mean, Melvin Gordon still would have been a great. He is a receiving back, and he would have fit into our system well. And I believe we were trying to get some picks though, something. So that's where the deal fell through. The Eagles have been the only team because the Chargers did give Gordon permission to go out. Him and his agent permission to go out and look for a deal. Should Gordon and the Chargers find some type of happy medium and get it together, or is there another team out there that you can see that should go ahead and put a bid for Gordon that could utilize his services?
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. I saw they had 5 potential destinations. I saw my boys on there, so you know what I'm saying? We got a little cap space. We got a little money for them.
But I'm just curious, just for a moment. When you say your boys, you be talking about the Ravens.
Yeah.
So y'all just picked up Mark Ingram, am I correct?
Is he not used to being in the
I'm just curious. You were about to criticize my Eagles, talking about we just flipped Jordan.
No, I didn't say trade Mark Ingram. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say trade him. We got some picks. We got some cash that you know what I'm saying. I think we had like $40+ million in cap space. I think. So you give him that little bread. Mark Ingram already used to having the backfield.
I respect that.
Backfield like
Bill backfield.
So I will definitely be happy about that because we're gonna need some more. I'm not really I like Gus Edwards, but I'm not super sold on him yet.
Okay.
So, Ozzie. Ozzie's not there no more. I forgot.
He's still around as an advisor.
Yeah, he's an advisor.
Right? He's
so,
an advisor.
You know what I'm saying? He can go in and
He in the war rooms.
Exactly. So give you a little 2 cents in there. I don't mind go get Melvin Gordon. I'll definitely
Are there any other teams outside of the Baltimore Ravens that you feel like could be a good fit? Maybe, of course, LaShawn McCoy just recently went to the Chiefs. He was released by Buffalo. He went to the Chiefs. I think he'll make an impact with Big Red, exactly. Are there any other teams that just stick out that are like, that could possibly utilize the services of a running back?
Buffalo.
Okay.
I mean, I know they were kind of sold in that little.
That's Cat's final destination a lot of times when they get traded.
When your career goes to die, go to Buffalo. Sorry, Buffalo fans.
Get up there, get some wings.
Yeah, I mean, who? No, I can't say them. You know what? Who needs a running back? Tampa. Because I don't know who really the running back.
They don't have a
so
marquee.
James needs some kind of help in the running game. Mike Evans needs somebody to take the pressure off of him. So if Tampa Bay has something they can do, I wouldn't mind seeing Tampa with Jameis, Mike Evans, and Melvin Gordon, and OJ Howard.
That's honestly, I might say that may be the best destination that I've heard. If that could be created, Jameis, Mike Evans,
and that also puts you back in the game in your division, because everybody in this division has a solid running back. Well, McCaffrey and
they damn sure solid.
They're definitely great. And Devontae Freeman,
when healthy, he's solid. He's solid as well. He's solid. I'll give him his credit.
So Tampa Bay ain't got nobody. They ain't had a running back there since work done.
Very well said. That's very very great right there. We're gonna move around a little bit and actually move to the NBA because some moves were made in the NBA recently, and there's some things that could possibly be in the works in the NBA as well. Now, one of our good homies down here from the Atlanta, Georgia area, Dwight Howard, he was floating around in free agency, but he's landed at home, and he's actually went back to a locker room that he's very familiar with. Dwight Howard has signed a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. The terms of the deal are non-guaranteed, but I'm quite sure Dwight will do what needs to be done to stay on the roster. Now, Dwight has been very, very, very serious in his recent interviews. He's letting it be known, a slender Dwight Howard, that he has matured, his game has grown, and he thinks what he brings to the table as a rim protector and a floor runner and the ways he's expanded his game will fit perfectly with what the Lakers are looking to do. What are your thoughts about Dwight going back to Los Angeles? And do you see him fitting in well with LeBron James and what the Lakers are looking to do?
Well, the first thing I want to do is cut his hair. That's the first thing I want to do.
Let that man be.
No.
What is he going to do on the court? What do you see?
No, I think that he has to be compared to the other centers that they did have. They were trying to try out. He actually the best fit, I think, because AD don't want to play the 5. We all know that. And AD said he went to recruit Dwight so he played the 5. So Dwight will still give you, on a bad day, he'll still give you 10 boards and a block and a half.
He gonna give you double for sure.
You don't have to run no plays with Dwight. We know he ain't get no plays ran for him. It's gonna be a pick and roll, get all the rebound like you always do anyway, and be happy. Protect the rim, run the floor, set picks. Don't be a distraction, and you'll be fine. Because we already know it's a short fuse that got there up there with you. As soon as you do anything, you're out of here. I don't want to see that because this is probably his last stop.
I don't know if it is his last stop. I do think that
this is last.
I think you think so.
This be his last stop. Yeah.
I think Dwight's got the bad end of the sword. The last few stops he's had, and I think he still is productive. If he was like the Max Kellerman saying about Tom Brady, if he was falling off the cliff, we've seen his numbers declining. But we've seen when he was healthy, of course, in Atlanta, he was putting up consistent numbers. We've seen when he was in Washington, he was when healthy. It wasn't a large.
Even
Charlotte.
And Charlotte was averaging 16 and 12. But it's just what he does off the court and in the locker rooms. So as long as he
keeps serious, mature Dwight might be what the Lakers need to really look to put
I hope
Larry
so.
O'Brien trophy in the air again.
Well, that's not happening, but I hope so. Even though y'all do got Coach Phil with it, but I don't want them to win.
And finally, as we talking about B-ball, Ice Cube has created something very dope with the Big Three. We've seen them taking over the Summers in the last few seasons. And one of the dopest aspects of the Big Three, for those who do not know, is that he brings retired or former NBA players to play in professional arenas in a 3-on-3 setting. And we've seen now the MVP/champion of the Big Three this year, former Atlanta Hawks star Joe Johnson.
ISO.
He was out of the league a little while ago, and now it's teams all across the league who are looking to possibly sign Johnson. He's worked out with the Sixers so far. He worked out with the Bucks, I believe.
He had the Bucks, Detroit, Denver, and the Clippers,
and Philly.
I think he already worked out with Philly already.
Where do you see a good fit for Joe Johnson still in the NBA? And if so, where do you see his talents could possibly be utilized?
Yeah, Joe can still play because Joe is made for the playoffs when the game slows down and you gotta get him a bucket. You see what he did when he was in Utah when they beat the Clippers. He won that series. You want to be honest. So I think he could definitely help Philadelphia because we've been saying that we don't have that much scoring off the bench outside of Mike, and that's pretty much it that I can think of. And he could definitely help the Clippers, I think, too, because you're gonna need somebody in 4 quarters, because that's not a bad another option to have. You can have who if he went to the Clippers, who can you guard for real? Lou.
ISO basketball all across the floor.
You got Lou, Paul, Kawhi, Joe, and Montrez. That could be a lineup right there. Like, who would you guard in the 4th quarter? I can see either those two teams, or if you went back to Brooklyn, if the Melo thing don't happen. So I can see one of those things. And it was definitely a good look that Joe was out there balling at 38 and doing his thing, winning MVP.
It's great to see these athletes defying the odds. So they say Father Time, you can't defeat Father Time, but we see Joe Johnson, we see Tom Brady, we see athletes nowadays.
Mahmoud Abdul-Aruf
doing their thing. doing their thing in professional sports. So that's wonderful to see. You know what they say, man. Athletes continue to get it done. No matter that fire and desire never dies from you. No matter how old your mind and your body gets, that competitive nature stays with you. We got a lot more to talk about today. Here is Live Hip Hop Daily and These Urban Times present Sideline Stories. Don't go far away. We're gonna take a brief break and then Craig Armstrong is gonna join us at the desk. Of course, college football is underway now. We had a few big games the previous weekend. We'll talk about those, get his opinion on some potential Heisman candidates, and a lot more. I'm Terrell Thomas. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.